Welcome to our third episode about making one of these sun catchers from recycled bottles. My name is Anna Lee Mills. I am the branch manager at the Ashland Public Library. And if you're with us this long, you'll know that we're doing this because so many people commented about how did we make these, and they wanted to make one for themselves. So this is the third in the series. We've already shown how to cut this out. We've shown how to color it, and now we're going to show you how to do all of this beadwork. So this is the center one that I've done. I've already put the beads on it. There's about 5 beads that we attach to the bottoms, and then I'm going to work with this one and show you how we do the beadwork for this one. All right, so let's get started. All right, for this part of the project, you're going to need some head pins, and these are straight pins that have a little head at the bottom, and that prevents the beads from sliding off. Some seed beads, and then you need some larger beads, and then I had some, just enough of these little blue crystals beads that they went perfectly with my color scheme. None of this has to be in silver. You can do it in gold, copper, brass, whatever floats your boat. So, funny story about these little round beads. If you've ever bought beads at Michael's or one of the other stores, they have these little plastic beads that they put on the end of the strands of beads that you buy. They're just a throwaway bead to prevent all the rest of the beads from sliding off. Well, I can't throw anything away, so I kept these. I had no idea what I would do with them. They're not nice enough to really use in jewelry, and so I had plenty of these beads when it came time to making these sun catchers, and I went, why not? And they worked perfectly. And then these are actually Swarovski crystals that I had left over from another project. I had just enough to do this, so made me happy. You're also going to need some jewelry chain, or you can use fishing line or other things as well to do the securing. I just like the look of the jewelry chain, and it needs to have links in it that are big enough that you can slide things through. So you don't want like a serpentine that's not going to have openings. You need a ruler, and you need some jewelry tools here. This is a round one for making the loops, cutter for cutting the wire or the jewelry chain, and you might, depending on your level of expertise, you might need some needle nose pliers. It's up to you. All right, so I've already made several of these, and I put the Swarovski crystal, well, on this one. I forgot it on the bottom, but I did it on this. So the seed bead goes on first, and then the blue crystal. Trying to figure out where you can see it best. Maybe like this. Would that work? Okay. So seed bead, crystal, then the large bead, and another seed bead. The only thing that is necessary is that any large bead that you have doesn't slide off the end of your head pin. and I just think it looks pretty. So they don't have to be clear. I just like the look of them and the way the sunlight catches them, but you can experiment, try different things, see what floats your boat. Okay, I've already got some made up. So I'm going to start with a head pin and a seed bead. Put that on. Put a crystal on. Put a large bead on. Put another seed bead on. All right. Then I'm going to start a little bit in from the edge, and I'm just going to wrap that around and pull it off. So you're left with that. Okay. And you want it to open just a little bit so that we can get it around the plastic. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. Just wait a minute here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need another one here. All right, so I've got my stack. Start a little bit in from the edge, hold it tight, and wrap around. Wrap it, leaving a little space there. Okay. And the reason we're doing this is so that when it wobbles, it doesn't just fly off. All right. That is all the 5 that we need to hang around the edge. So I want to space them evenly around. So I want it at my highest point here. Just take one of the holes that I put in it earlier. There. Just loop around. Then I want another low point here. In the hole. Slide it in and around. That one's a little tight, so I want to open it up just a little. Because I want it to swing freely. Open that up a little bit. Let's put another one here, right here. Okay, there we go. Got 2 more to do, but to go on. Uh-oh. we go. Slide it in. And last one, hang it over here. That one went uneasy. All right, so that one's done. All right, now we're going to move on to our next step. I'm going to adjust the camera so you can see better. Okay. So now we need to figure out how long our chain needs to be. So I'm going to put this small one up inside here. Think, where do I want this to hang? So I want it to hang like that, I think. That's a good distance. You get plenty of view. It's still tucked up inside. So I'm gonna look and measure this. Let's see. Measure it to the top. So that's about 5 inches worth of chain. So I'm going to measure out 5 inches worth of chain. And cut it out. All right. Then I need another head pin. And a seed bead. And okay, so I'm not putting, I only have one blue crystal, so I'm not going to put that one on. And remember, we made a hole in the top when we started. So I'm going to, this is the trickiest part. I'm going to put it up through there. That big bead prevents it from coming out. You can see here, the bead is what's holding it in. And then I'm not going to loop this all the way, but I'm going to put quite a good length on there. And I'm going to bend it around so that we've got a good long hoop on that. You can see that very well. Okay. Set that one aside and get another head pin. Need another seed bead. This time I'm going to use a crystal and another seed bead. Nope, I want to use the big bead. Use a big bead. All right, I've got those. Oh, take the big bead off. I got ahead of myself. And string the chain. through there. Now I tested it earlier and my crystal bead was big enough that the chain wouldn't go through. So it'll hang on there, it'll support the weight. Then I put the big bead on top of there so it doesn't pop through the top hole. I'm going to thread it up through there. And this one I'm going to give a bigger loop to. Because I do not want this falling out. Close that gap. Here we go. So that is going to stay up there, and then it's going to be easy enough to hook something on there and let it hold. Now, time to hook them together. There is nothing like looking coordinated on video, is there? I may have to go about this a different way. Let me see. It's been a while since I made my first ones, and I made all my mistakes on those. Okay, it may be easier to attach these and then try and put it through. I don't know. I'll have to play with this off camera and see if I can figure it out. All right, my lovelies, I got it. It looks beautiful. It only took me a few minutes of playing with it. So you could try attaching this first and then maneuvering it up through here. But if I remember right, that was kind of hard too. So you can play with it, see what works for you. You can hang it from chain at the top. You can hang it from fishing line, whatever you'd like. In the process of putting that on, one of my jewel bobs came off, and so I just popped it back on. So very pretty. So if you haven't seen what they look like in person, you can stop by the Ashland Branch Library during summer reading and see it. Please stop by and sign up for summer reading. You can also do it on our website. There are lots of fabulous prizes, and we would love to tell you about all of it at the Ashland Library. Happy reading!